Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena we are playing a 3-color Jund midrange deck designed to do more powerful things than the mono black midrange decks and the mono blue control decks can really handle. We have a wide variety of removal and answers to all kinds of things, and a go-over-the-top game plan involving Titan of Industry that is super powerful. The main feature of the deck that makes it a little bit unique from the other version of Jund that I showcased earlier, Turbo Titan, which was made to reanimate Titan of Industry as quickly as possible, is Soul of Windgrace. Soul of Windgrace is a really sweet new card, a cat avatar, a 5/4. When it attacks for ETBs, a land comes out of the graveyard and onto the battlefield. You can discard lands for all kinds of value, including protecting Lord Windgrace with indestructibility, drawing cards, and gaining life. So it's a sweet value engine, and in my other version of the deck, which was made to reanimate threats and stabilize the battlefield, I played Sheldred and 4 copies of it as well, and I don't regret that. I still think that might be the way to go, but there's no denying that I say Lord Windgrace, that is a commander card that a lot of people know this from. The Soul of Windgrace is a cool card that a lot of people want to play and build decks with, and Jund obviously is the color pie, and I think this is the coolest way to build it, with a whole bunch of tutor targets for Cruelty of Gix, a whole bunch of lands that you can bring back onto the battlefield like Riveteer's Outlook, and of course cycling Ziator's Proving Ground, and then some ways to fill your graveyard. Getting lands into the graveyard is easy when you have cards like Liliana of the Veil and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We've definitely seen those cards around, but you also here have Teachings of Kieran. This is a card I hadn't seen played much outside of Croaky's streams, but I do think he's onto something, and particularly with Lord Windgrace, I think this is a really good card. A lot of the choices in the deck are influenced by the Stats Moneyball series that he's doing on his channel. I do suggest you check it out. It's pretty good entertainment. And when you have trouble deciding on exactly what to run, when you have a deck that has 4 tutors in the deck, courtesy of Cruelty of Gix, you may as well run a lot of one-ofs. Burn Down the House, Unleash the Inferno, Riveteer's Charm, Soul Transfer, Tear Asunder, Infernal Grasp, March of Wretched Sorrow, and Meathook Massacre are all unique removal spells that have a good time and a good place to use them, and you can just go fetch them up when you need them with Cruelty of Gix. So I think it's pretty sweet. I'm not playing Underdog because I'm not trying to win a quick game. It's definitely true that you can build a more aggressive version of Jund that has Underdog, milling yourself with Teachings. The idea of hitting Underdog is good value. Discarding Underdog to Liliana or Fable is good value. But for me, I didn't want that many creatures, and just if you're spending turn 4 casting Underdog and blitzing it, you're not always progressing your battlefield. I want to spend those turns playing Soul of Windgrace and progressing the battlefield that way. I think that's significantly stronger for a mid-range type of game plan, whereas the Underdog approach is really good for either a small mid-range deck or an aggro deck, in my opinion. If you can play small mid-range or aggro, Underdog all day. If you're going big mid-range or control, I don't think the Underdog's the way to go. So that's a little bit of the reasoning behind the choices in the deck. I think it's going to do really well. Today's video is dedicated, or the video shout out is given to Scott on Patreon. Scott with a very, very generous pledge and actually didn't sign up for any benefits. So I don't know if Scott wants this shout out, but per our messages, is active military. So you're out there somewhere. Thank you for what you do, and I appreciate you a lot. And you're very cool. Now, let's dive in. Let the Soul of Windgrace nonsense begin.
Hey guys, it's me. It's Jenny G again. Just chilling here in my backyard. And I must admit, I am pleased with the subscription so far. So I'm gonna thank the newest members of Jin's Minions by reading some comments. We must quench Jin's thirst. Well, it's not the only thing we need to quench. Unsubscribe, Jenny G, I promise. Yes, like this. I think I may have wet myself laughing. How'd you know I like it wet? I'm scared of meme lord Jin Taxus. Please play pragmatic. It's prismatic, okay? Prismatic. 130 cards. If I find you, I'm going to complete you. Long-time watcher, never subscriber, until now. Welcome to Jin's Minions, pleb. You smell like cheese. Anyway, feed my hunger. 169, 420. Jin G out.
All right, we have 3 lands. We can play Lily on 3 after a Teachings on 2. It's a good curve. We go second, which, you know, usual trend of the day. Our opponent plays mono black. See if we can teach him something. There's some land in the graveyard if we ever find Soul of Windgrace. That's exciting. There's also nothing for a graveyard trespasser to hit. Infernal Grasp the token. They feel strong. Another cool thing about Teachings is it's a lot of fodder, and I do mean a lot of fodder against Invoke Despair. They've got to get through the token, they've got to get through the enchantment. Let's go ahead and blow up that nasty warded trespasser.
Something suspicious is going on. Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Our opponent is also a Liliana fan.
Enough with the mysteries.
What to discard?
We all have
I guess
things we've-
another Liliana when they don't have another trespasser is probably a good idea. Creature created. What do you guys want to discard?
Drop it.
A lot of interesting choices. The March is the least mana efficient of them, so we'll drop the March. Opponent drops Junji, so their last card is Invoke Despair, I guess. We're ready to absorb it completely and give them no cards. And still have some stuff left over. Yep, wasn't close. So we should give up the creatures because the Liliana is just going to minus. So we should give up this, this, and of course the other Liliana, keeping the Fable. Now they don't have a target, so we'll give up Unleash the Inferno, draw Soul of Windgrace, decline. We're gonna exile their Liliana. And they're down to nothing. Let's see what they can do. Okay, that's probably some kind of a removal spell, which we could let them just use on the reflection here instead of playing the soul. If we play the soul, they'll probably kill this. But I guess we need to make them have it, right? So as for the land we get, the Riveteer's Outlook is nice. Okay, no removal spell yet. Maybe it's a hook. It's a hook, and they drew the land to use it. All right, top deck war. Who will triumph? Let's hope they draw removal spells. Draw an Infernal Grasp, opponent.
Don't overthink things.
That'll do as well. I'm okay with that. I mean, if they scoop out here, they only have themselves to blame. All they did was play to parity. They even drew pretty well. So that's part of the problem with mono black. Ooh, 187, dangerous. But mono black can just draw itself into and discard itself using Lily into nothing. All right, on the play Fable we keep. And this slow, you really need to dodge mono blue, although that Teachings off the top is nice. I think mono blue probably loves the matchup with this deck anyway, unless you can find a way to resolve a Liliana or something. Okay, we attack. What you got? Nothing. Open mana though. I guess we'll try for the Fable, but it might get countered. Yep. And their own Fable, huh? Well, we know what to do about that. It's Liliana time.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick. I've always hated crowds.
You can see the teachings applying a good amount of pressure. After getting our Fable countered and having them play one, it's definitely a dangerous situation, but the teachings can keep the opponent on their toes. They only pitched one card. They have a Bank Buster. Bank Buster pretty good. Ooh, Soul is pretty good. They discarded a land. We also have a land. They do have 1 mana open though, don't they?
Don't over.
Titan too expensive for now. Essence Capture. They run a lot of counters. They could have held this up. They chose not to. Maybe it's better to use our mana to Infernal Grasp. Because they might just have a burn down the house, right? Let's work on making this token bigger. If they kill the token and not the Kieran, we're happy. Yeah, I think we hold. I think we hold here. Tough spot already with the opponent having to make disappear our Fable into their own Fable curve. But they're passing. Let's kill off the reflection. Takanuma. I can get back a Soul of Windgrace. Unfortunately, they have that Bank Buster.
We all have things we gather.
Make disappear down. This might be a big score turn for them. Want to make this big enough to attack through a Bank Buster. They go to 7. Soul of Windgrace on the stack. Okay, they're gonna counter it with their 3rd Make Disappear. Feels good. They burn down the house here. It's pretty much game over. But I guess we have to try to draw into good stuff. We can't just sit here with 4 lands and spend a turn on a Takanuma and hope that that works out, right? Maybe we can. The card reloading that they're doing is frustrating to say the least, but at least we can exile that Memory Deluge. Now the counter goes here, and the pilot can't kill it. Okay. I feel like there's a Titan coming for us, and I'm not happy about it at all. I could take out this pilot. Is hitting the hand better than this pilot? This pilot might crew the Buster, but so does any creature that comes down. I think we gotta go for hand.
I'm tired of your secrets.
lot of patience on the burn down, but now they're a mile ahead. Fortunately, they only have one card left. Oh, that's a good top deck, isn't it? Better lucky than good, guys. Take that out. I mean, that's the Jund way, right? You play them down to nothing and eventually you top deck power. They do have another Buster to try to get out of it. Okay, at 5 life, yeah, they're just dead. Sometimes you just tighten on them. Been a rough day. I've been mana screwed 3 times, and I mean not hit my 3rd land mana screwed 3 times out of like 5 games. So this hand scares me, but I'm going to keep it because I do have a turn 2 teachings, and I might have a turn 4 Windgrace hitting land into Titans. Lands. Any lands? There is a land. Arrogance Black, though, they'll probably exile that land before I get to do something cool, which is the biggest problem that Soul of Windgrace has. Any deck that tries to do cool things with the graveyard is kind of unplayable right now, and you should be playing something else. Easy block. I mean, maybe the Trespasser won't be able to resist the Shigeki. Oh, it's an underdog. It's not a Trespasser. It's a Christmas Miracle. All right. We take those. We take those miracles where we find them. There she is, but I have something to sacrifice.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
You can see why the teachings is pretty great against a Liliana meta. Ooh. Very tempting to just drop a cruelty. Very tempting. But I think it's Liliana. Make them sacrifice the underdog, attack their Liliana, have Liliana superiority. They blitz their underdog, they attack my Liliana, they have another card in hand, then we play cruelty. Now on top of that, we get this sweet play, which we can discard this land card to draw, because otherwise we don't have a land in our graveyard. And we play Lily. And we minus.
A fight? And you think you can win? I've always hated crowds.
The attack. And now we're up to 7 lands because we drew this Deathcap Glade. For Titan. Titan. Okay, they're going to Lily my Windgrace.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. Off you go.
Lily going up. Soon there will be no hand between us. More Lily? Alright, here's a 4/4. And where's my shield counter go? We'll just put it on the big one. Oh, not another Lily. I was optimistic that it was going to be another Lily there. No plus. All right, so they have Invoke Despair that they're trying to get to? Probably. No Trespassers. Roar. Nice Invoke Despair. Now you die. Titans. Ramp into Titans. The big problem Mono Black still has. I guess we keep and draw green. So every time I've kept a hand like this today, I've not drawn a 3rd land on time, which is kind of insane for there's 25 in the deck, so it's close to a coin flip. We get like 3 looks at a coin flip. So, you know, at some point, it's got to work out. You can't lose every coin flip, although I guess you could. I've definitely had days like that, so have you. You leave very salty comments in my videos when you do. Good for you guys. I get to vocalize my salty comments for your entertainment. It's a good life. Kinda. One more shot at it before I have a meltdown. But the Fable's really good. Our opponent is a clerical gamer. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it be that way. It be that way. Wonder what they'll name. Probably Fable, but I mean, if they don't name Fable and we draw the land, we play the Liliana. All right, good games. So I've lost about 10 coin flips today. I'm like 0 for 10. I just want the mana screw to stop. I'll take L's, but mana screw L's feel so freaking bad. And also the worst thing about mana screw L's, especially when you have 27 lands in your deck, is like, you don't learn anything. You learn nothing. You can't know. You really can't know if your deck is good or not. All right, they have a Syncopate. Nope, maybe they just have a Consider. They're playing the mono blue deck, which is a really bad matchup for us. We're gonna have to get very lucky. But Shigeki and some ramp is a good start. Shigeki is one of the cards that can give them a really hard time. Do we take the Outlook to thin the deck? Or do we take the Glade? I guess I'll take the Outlook. Who knows? One life could matter. Will they counter this? Wow. I could have played a Liliana there. They got really and there's the Liliana. They got really lucky. Like that was a sus play on their part. Like that is not a play you really want to make. But obviously they're just thinking whatever he plays I counter. Which is an unfortunate side effect of this deck. Like it's a tough deck to play, and so many people are going to pick it up and just say, I'll counter whatever they play, and that's all they will ever do with it. And that is unfortunate, because it's definitely a better deck than that. But that's what you're going to run into on ladder. Sorry, not sorry. Now, why didn't you counter that? Come on. Okay, I guess we'll get the counter for the Windgrace. Took you a minute, but okay. Okay, that's not in the graveyard, but there is a Titan down there, so they have to counter the cruelties. They've missed a few land drops. Maybe this teachings can put a little pressure on them. All right, 2 of the hard counters, 1 of the negates. It's a good spot for a Jhin. Yep. Let's try for some soul, because they might have negates, but not other ways to counter things. I also have a sneaky 4-point march if they tap out. I pay. Double make. Must be nice. The one of terror loves to show up here. It does keep us from attacking with the Kieran, which is really unfortunate. To at least take their graveyard down a touch. It's not a great draw, is it? Alright, I have one more turn. I guess I have to try to make it count. Maybe it should be with March on their turn or something. Or we can wait till end step. Or if they put something on the stack here. Also, if we draw land, we can try to double spell on the last turn, but we'll see. Play around another Make Disappear and a Syncopate. It doesn't play around a Syncopate. But there you go. Okay. Off the top. They gambling. Got him. I guess that I'm gonna guess what they kept though if they gave up Impulse and Scorn as another Jhin, unfortunately. And they just bin to negate? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not if they're binning negate. Obviously you keep negate there. They draw the land. We take that. Okay, maybe they're just scrambling for counter magic? Weird. It shrinks the Jhin to exile the non-creature cards, but the 1/1s can block the Serpent. Which is a big deal. Fable you? Maybe they bend to negate for that, just trying to reload. Fable you? Okay. They don't deal with wide boards well. They're so thirsty. They're so thirsty. Okay, they dropped a Hope and a Syncopate. Interesting. I think we just... I mean, we can block it, but we could also take it. Yeah. It's going to be hard to keep a Jhin from killing us in one shot, but we may as well give it a try. Draw. Outlook. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Too bad I can't cast both, but I can if I make a treasure. They're at 13. I don't think this cruelty is going to resolve, but this Liliana might be even better. There's the Scorn, 1 mana left. And now even cards they draw off the top, we can just force to be discarded. So we didn't get them with the Liliana play earlier in the game because we hadn't drawn her yet, but we got our revenge for sure. Okay, that is a 19-4. Are we dead to it? With the opponent at 8, are we dead to this 19-4? I think we are. I think I'm gonna lose this after all that. I'm so salty, but your island is mine. So they top decked that. They top decked that. Unbelievable. Block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough. Not enough. Gross. know how I feel about that. I'm gonna shove that good game right up that Jin's haughty side. Alright, on the play Fable with enough lands to actually cast it. I'm excited to see if this hand can do things. Liliana Sleeves, don't pretend like you have an imagination. Just play your Nat deck. Says the guy who provides net decks for the masses. Ow! Woof woof. Let's battle. It's a good hand. Like, we are curving. Discard some cards? I think one of these lands can go. Maybe the Fable is slow, but it's such a good card. I think we still keep it. And then we play this and we play this. We see if Liliana ruins Lord Windgrace here, but at least we're getting ahead on mana, and Cruelty can bring him right back. Probably should have been another black. I forgot this also made green. Grasp, sure. Alright, they don't have a Liliana in hand. They might have a Sheldred. I'm trying to think of any reason not to go Cruelty straight to Chapter 3. Don't think I see one. I think we need the board presence bad enough to do this. And we definitely don't want to give up too much life total facing these underdogs. Trigger, 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 trigger. What do you know? Another Infernal Grasp. Into an Invoke Despair. 3 removal spells. Oh, okay. All right, all right. 3 removal spells, 2 underdogs. Invoke Despair, I win. No, not this time. Not quite yet. That Trespasser's a problem, though. Let's get some critters on the board that we can copy with Reflection, and that can also do some blocking before we worry too much about trying to spot removal from a bad position. Alright, they've got a Bank Buster. Oh, we can tear that asunder maybe next turn. They're gonna dig now. Alright, that's a good sign. You can't kill everything. Yeah, human? Oh, they ripped a removal, didn't they? Ah, maybe? Ah, did ya? I don't know, now I'm just guessing. They weird. Okay. When in doubt, turn them sideways. Locks. They left me the wrong one. It happens. It happens. Maybe I should have put the counter there to play around a top deck cut down. But we roll. It's a good pair of 1/1s. Don't really need the treasures right now, but I do have this March. I think I want to tear the Bankbuster asunder. I don't want that thing to stick around. I do need to pressure the opponent a little bit, kinda, but just March this. Nice and easy. Get off that low life total. Kill some dogs. All right, looks like they're flooding. Looks like they're flooding. How much do we play into a meat hook? Not as much as I am tempted to, but let's go ahead. Oh no, we have the copy on end step. So we just need one turn here. All right, cool. We just need a turn. Got there. So we just do copy, attack with like 10 2/2s. Dude, Jund is my eternal curse. The last video I scooped with 27 lands in my deck, not hitting land drop 3, and we're gonna do it again. It's gonna happen again. I guess I'm gonna start mulliganing my 2-landers. I can't hit. Actually, we should keep because we have the combo here. It's just on the draw. Might be too slow. Okay. Set up for teachings, I suppose. Could top deck it. Could be lucky. Not lucky, but working on it. Our opponent's got a slow start, so there's that. And they do have Trespasser, though, so we have to be careful with our Titan. Eating on our graveyard, huh? Hey, we might just do the thing. To do the thing, though, the creature has to live, which is very unlikely. Yeah, there's definitely a problem here with discarding the Titan. Can't really afford to do that until we have the mana to also reanimate at the same turn. So, I mean, if our opponent taps out for Sheldred, I guess we're lucky and we take that. Okay. Whoa. We get away with it. We get to do it. Wow. Wow. Opponent thought hard about that too. They probably had a way to kill this. So does that mean that they're prepared for this Titan somehow? Let's find out. No Fable. Destroy Fable. I think we also make the 4/4 because of Liliana. And okay. They'll just go down with that ship. No black mana. Going to keep it anyway. Feeling spicy with teachings into Fable. It's a very, very needed team. Looks like our opponent might be on enchantments. All right, still a lot of black mana in the deck that we could draw into. Those tapped lands, though. Those tapped lands. All right, Fable up. No attacks. If they don't remove the token, we do the thing. Two generous visitors. Circle of confinement. They remove the token, probably. Two Titans, huh? I think we can discard one Titan, one land. We do have a double black problem now. Awesome. Love that for us, but hopefully another Fable can fix it. Do I attack them? Do I attack them? I kind of want them to attack me because I plan to attack them. So I guess we make ourselves look vulnerable. They put some counters on this visitor or give it a buff, then maybe they'll attack me. Immune? What do you got? Touch the spirit realm, okay. What do you target? Very afraid of the Goblin Shaman. Very afraid. There's our double attack. Still can't hit the double black. I mean, I'll dig for it here. I'm gonna hang on to the Wretched Sorrow. March could be crucial. All right. Still no double black. Magic is hard, huh? Well, I don't want to exile the Titan too much, do I? I think that this is likely to die anyway. So let's just wait and see where they try to put their counters and then march. Or where they point that rain of truth. Even them out. Good, good. March isn't something a lot of people play, so I'm not surprised that they're not playing around it. Maybe they have a safekeeping, but if they did, I think they'd go all in on one creature. It hurts, but none of these have trample yet. Oh, there's the black. Okay. Time to take the black. Right on curve to copy our Titan, too. It's a beautiful life. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's as designed. All right, on the play with Soul Transfer, maybe we'll draw away to a Liliana or a Fable, and we'll be able to march right into a Titan here. Planes? What the hell are you doing in this meta? Huh. The heck is this? All right. Let's go, Lily. Make it happen. Mariah Carey would encourage you to make it happen. Soul of Windgrace with no land in the graveyard, but maybe the opponent will put one there. Nice. All right, if we top the land, we're getting that reliquary. Cathar Commando. Rude. 3 reliquaries. It's colorless, splashing white.
I regret that.
Hey, all right, Windgrace, get their roadside reliquary. What do we discard? Is it the Soul Transfer? Thank you, opponent. You're a champ. Yeah, we're keeping double cruelty.
Drop it.
Value 2 drop, mono white. Featuring roadside reliquary. And apparently borrowed time, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome when we blow that up and get back our creature.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all.
Definitely don't want to use the other chapters with the Cathar Commando on the field. Roar! No lands, boo. Resto of a Ganjo. My next Titan will love that. Okay, there will be no opportunity. Smash, smash. And we are back for the post-game wrap with a very different look at stats than the last few weeks have supplied, because apparently Mono Blue has become more popular in the meta, at least in Mythic, than Mono Black. And that makes sense because Mono Blue has a higher win percentage according to the stats trackers than Mono Black does. In fact, it's tied for the highest win percentage with the Gruul aggro deck I'm also going to have to explore. But it's particularly amazing against mid-range decks like this. And this is the metagame churn that we've kind of been waiting for, with Mono Black being like this really good, kind of aggressive but small mid-range deck, and then the 3-color mid-range decks farming it like I've been playing for the last week, just all kinds of various 2 and 3 color decks that destroy Mono Black and stay very well ranked. And now it's actually come around. You're welcome, everybody. Mono Blue is now the most played deck and the deck with the highest win percentage, and it just farms. It absolutely destroys decks like Jund, like we played today. Absolutely destroys them. So they're not playable in the meta, while Mono Blue is number 1. The good news is, for some of you, that aggro decks then become absolutely busted. Like Mono Blue has a terrible matchup with Mono Red. It'll have probably have a terrible matchup with Mono White if we build it right. It'll probably roll right over to Gruul. So the people who really, really, really hate Mono Black and want aggro to come back, like, this is your opportunity. You're still going to have a tough time with Mono Black, but their Sheldreds aren't going to save them against Mono Blue. So this is exactly what you needed if you're an aggro gamer. Again, going over stats, I'm definitely not putting many of the Mono Blue games in the video. They're boring. They're redundant. You know how they go. It's a lot more fun to play them than play against them, especially with 3-color mid-range. Honestly, playing the deck I chose for today was a mistake. I did not realize that Mono Blue literally went from almost nothing, non-existent, to the most played deck in the meta. It seems to me like it happened overnight. But yeah, 0-6 against Mono Blue. Honestly, I was scooping on turn 2. I just didn't want to play it because it's hard to get a variety of content as it is, with Mono Black being as played as it was. So that's the way it is. But my recommendation on this Jund deck is to put it away. The Sheldred deck was definitely better before there was Mono Blue in the meta and before Sheldred was respected. The Windgrace deck might be better than the Sheldred deck because it does get value and gets you to Titan more often. But until Mono Blue gets run down by serious aggro decks, there is no point in playing any 3-color mid-range deck. Any 3-color mid-range deck. So that's where the meta is today. We'll try to rebuild the rank tomorrow with a better meta call that's hopefully going to farm Mono Blue aggressively. And it should be, you know what? With metas come challenges. And this is going to be the next wave, the next challenge. So stay tuned to see how we farm Mono Blue. Oh, what else was I going to show you? So, yeah, the deck has 7 wins and 11 losses. If you take out the Mono Blue games, it's 7 and 5, which is respectable. The other thing I wanted to show you is I had a different version. Well, it's almost exactly the same deck. Like, it's like 2 cards different, like a Shigeki is the only change. This is what I called Windy Jund. This was what I played last week. Last updated September 11th, actually. So 4 days ago. 8 and 2. 8 and 2, even though it was on the draw 7 times. So that's just that is the influence that Mono Blue has on the meta. When a new deck actually rises in the meta that fast, your good deck can become your bad deck in just a few days. So that's why it's important to stay tuned to the channel or just stay tuned to the meta. Let's get about the business of destroying Mono Blue tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.